On.
On button.
On is also for off. I'm like trying to teach her off, on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, David.
Let's see if
I think it won't be good because it'll be dark for them to see our face.
yeah, you guys are good. Just make sure that we show up on the book.
The book of faces.
Little David in the background.
David
All right, we're on the Facebook. Oh no, I don't want the outro song to play already. It's not over yet. We're just getting started. All right, we are live. This is day 5 of our 21-day summit here. We are Kate and Tanner, and super excited to be joined by another couple, our couple friends, I guess, from the north, Britney and Tyler, or Tyler and Britney Trichilo, and their son is joining us as well. It's a family affair. So we were actually just reminiscing before we pressed the live button here that they got to experience us getting engaged, and they were there at that moment. And we've actually shared, we've shared a few moments from a distance, and or several moments from a distance, and a few moments up close, I guess we'll say, over the last few years. And excited to have you guys on because, for us, the network marketing industry has been, I don't know that I'll say it's the glue to our relationship, but it's certainly a strong binder that weaves throughout, our relationship, our family, and just everything that we want to do. And we'll love to learn more about you guys and hear your journey. And so we'll just start off with, how did you get into network marketing? Why did you say yes day one, and what did that look like?
Okay. So I said yes to I'm a guy that's an opportunist. So I don't say no to too many things when it's got a no limit or a big dream attached to it, or a big challenge to it. So I remember saying yes to this industry. I was actually 17 and a half years old. I was actually illegal. It was my grandmother that told me. She's like, Tyler, she says, we're gonna join this company, and we're gonna make $1 million, and we're gonna be driving Ferraris in 3 or 4 months. I remember like it was yesterday. It was so funny. It was the best pitch I've ever seen and heard in my life. I tell it to this day. She'll say she's never said that, but it's exactly what she said. So, and she's about 83, 84 now. I love my grandma to death, but I said yes. Because it was something different. It was something more. I didn't necessarily want to do the norm. I wasn't really open and excited about having a career, let's say, or a job. That wasn't always my thing. I watched my father and my mother build a big business, a small traditional big business. Since I was about 13 years old, and I was really empowered, and I was proud of that. And, I watched my parents go through high highs and low lows through that business journey with being a husband and wife, being a father and a mother, and then seeing their business grow and almost shutting down twice, and then prospering through those times. So, business has always been in my blood. And when I was approached the network marketing and actually looked in the depth of network marketing, I was like, wow, this is something I can do. Like, it's something for me. And this is something where I don't have to break my bank or, break my bank monthly for it. You know what I mean? And I get to learn to build relationships with people. I get to become a better leader. I get to become a better human being in the process. Right. So I love that. And I love that personal development. And I'll be honest, guys, I've been in this industry 17 years. I didn't start adopting personal development till, I don't know, I was about 28 when I met her when I was 23. And then I've already been in 4 companies. Like I was like the network marketing, like, you know, I don't want to, you know, you get it. You know what I was going to say. You know the word I was going to say. So,
I about finished your sentence, but we'll keep it PG. We got kids.
So I remember, you know, when I went all in with the industry, I was about 28, and I read my first book. It was called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And as soon as I read that book, I got addicted to reading, because I'll be honest, and all the professors and my teachers that are going to see this video are going to be upset with me. I'm sorry, I never read a book that you told me to read, but I still love you and respect you as a teacher. And so that was my first actual book I read. And then I got addicted to it. And then I got addicted to leadership. And I got addicted to, you know, edifying other people and empowering people. And, you know, I got to learn, you know, it's not just about money, to be honest. At first it was, and that's why I struggled in this industry at the first. I'm going to say my struggles. But I believe I said yes because, you know, there was no limit to the human being. There's no limit to the human being in this industry. You're literally pressed and pushed and stretched on a daily basis to become something that there will be no ending to, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's funny that you mentioned compound effect. That was actually Kate just stepped out to get David, but that was the book that both of us first read before we even knew each other. We both read it independently, and that was like our first personal development book, you know, and we had a same sort of mindset of like, oh, we're not broken, this, you know, shelf help stuff, like we don't really need this. And we read it, and both of us had our own, you know, sort of ahas. Same thing. It's the book that set us on a path of personal growth and really understanding how things, whether it be decisions or money or whatever, right? Everything in life compounds upon itself, and you're in control of those choices that you're making that compound on themselves. So, Brittany, had you been in network marketing before you met Tyler, or was he your drug?
No, I wasn't.
He was the guy. Got it.
Yeah.
So you said Tyler at 28, you know, that's when you got in personal development and really kind of started taking this seriously. But when was it then or a different time that you decided, like, this is what I'm going to do for life? Like, you've been in multiple companies, whatever, but like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to figure this out and I'm not stopping. When was that decision? Well,
I was done. We did very well in a company prior to this one. But I'm going to say financially, we did very well. I wouldn't say in every other area outside of financial, I wasn't doing well. You know what I mean? Spiritually, I wasn't there. Mentally, emotionally, I wasn't there. You know, we had some trying times in that time, especially being married and husband and wife and father and son. And you know, we went through some struggle there, but I believe that happened for a reason. We were on our way out about 3 years ago. The industry, I was completely done because I was like, I might as well get a job if I'm going to be spending 10 to 12 hours a day on this business, right? So I met a man. I'm going to say his name. I met a man on a three-way call. His name is. I guess we could flash names on here. No problem at all.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah. So I met a man named Rick Gutman, who is now a great mentor of ours. And that was something that I was lacking in previous, was I never had any real mentorship. And I didn't realize the power of mentorship. I learned that mentorship is key. And I thought the books that I read were good enough mentors to have, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So when I listened to Rick and understood that he gave me a different perspective of what this business actually is. It's a whole different perspective of what let's say the 98% portrayed as, right? Because I did it because I didn't care about what people thought of me. So I was one of those guys that didn't worry about what my friends' family thought about me. I just wanted to put food on my table for my family, or I wanted freedom. My hunger for freedom was more than what people said about me. And that's very rare. The personal development helped us to do that. Personal development definitely helped me to do that. But I still wasn't developing the system. I still wasn't, I still didn't have my business. It still wasn't working for me. It still wasn't running for me, right? So when I got on the phone with Rick, he gave me a whole different perspective of, people do not want to be sold, Tyler. People do not want to be sold. They don't like to be sold. They want to buy. So the solution to that is educate people. And I'm an educator. I went to school to be a teacher. I graduated in 2010 or 2011. And that's what I love to do. I love to educate. And when he gave me that in-depth perspective of educate people on the system and financial education and the kingdom principles and the keys to wealth, and you'll find yourself, duplicating something, duplicating leaders, duplicating love, passion, purpose, and all that stuff, instead of making people feel uncomfortable about what they're doing while doing it wrong. If that makes any sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Sense. Yeah, I mean the education piece, I'll just say for myself, has been huge, and it actually ties into the next question that we have. So this is a perfect segue, which is that, a stat, depending on where you look, but a stat around 90+% of people that join network marketing companies don't make any money or they lose money. And that's, depending on what you're looking at, it's 90+% that people throw around. And I just love to know, obviously you've been in this in multiple companies and sort of the ups and downs. I'd love to know, what are your thoughts on that? Like, why do you think that is? Do you think that's accurate? But what do you think about that?
I think it's accurate. I think it's definitely accurate because, again, it's this industry it's being treated very wrongly. It's being used very wrongly. It's being used as a quick buck. Like, people want a quick buck in here. People want to continuously push and sell a product so they get that quick buck. It could be a couple $1,000s a week by doing that, but there's no longevity. There's no foundation in that, right? So, I'm paying. Time strength is crucial when you're building a business. Okay, and people need to understand that this business is still a typical business. It still takes 3 to 5 years. You still have to put your 10,000 hours in, right? And to be honest, people don't have that. They don't have that delayed gratification mindset. They have that instant gratifying mindset, right? We learned from the best. We have a business school that teaches us time strength. I'm grateful enough that, my wife and myself have seen my parents break even for 14 years before they even seen a profit in their business. 14 years. Wow. You know what I mean? My parent in a traditional business. So we're quite content where we're at, but people need to understand is that my missing gap from when I started to where we are today was mentorship. Aligning yourself, locking arms with people that are where you want to be. And I don't mean talking to them once a month. Like, it's a daily occurrence, and it's dependent on the dream. A lot of people don't dream. A lot of people don't dream big. They're chasing the money. I remember talking to Frank. Frank Sochanek is another one of our mentors. He's top 5 in the world in income earning in this whole industry. His network did 2.7 billion out of the 3 billion that Monavi did 5 years ago. His network alone. So success leaves clues in my eyes, Tanner and Kate. And locking arms with someone like that. And him giving you the principles and the tools on a daily basis. I'm going to listen to exactly what he says because we have what he wants. Sorry, he has what we want. He has what we have. Don't show him. I said, yeah, I'm fired. But you get it.
No, that's huge. Real quick, because there's a quote from Zig Ziglar that's something about motivation. That motivation works, but it's like showering. You've got to do it every day, right? And
amen.
And I think your point, which is that this isn't some iconic figure or somebody that, drops something down once a month. The mentorship, which is lacking from a large portion of the industry based on those statistics, right?
Yeah.
Based on the fact that most people are just running around, spamming, posting products, hitting people up in DMs, just like they don't have guidance. And I heard a saying recently that I think makes a lot of sense, which is that regardless of what you do in your life, it is beneficial to your growth to get a coach and to be a coach.
Amen.
And I don't know any other framework like the network marketing industry that's actually within the fabric of what we're doing here, right? We have mentorship, and then we're learning to be mentors. And it's not just about a boss giving me directions or me telling somebody what to do, or, vice versa, and filling out status reports, or, whatever the sort of traditional employee aspect looks like. It's literally mentorship and people that genuinely care and are benefited financially, but that's not necessarily where they're driven to pour into people. And I'm going to take a slight trail. My wife's like, you're all over the board here. We've got questions and I'm not quite following them.
I'll jump in wherever.
But I want to ask, because, we were just talking, you guys own physical businesses. You own a gym and you've got a laundromat in there and you've got some logistics. Obviously right now, physical businesses, a lot of them are struggling or mandated to shut down. And so that's tough. But I'd just love to know, since your parents, grew up with traditional business, you got into traditional business, but you're also in network marketing. How has this helped? How has network marketing helped with your traditional business, be it, the mindset or the cash flow right now during a dry time, whatever it is?
Yeah. So, to be honest, if it wouldn't be helping if we didn't have the mentorship, if we didn't have Frank or Rick or Cindy, because what I love about Frank and Cindy and Rick is this is not their only stream of income. They have multiple businesses, right? So they don't believe in one stream of income. They always say, like, you guys know what Frank says. Frank says, never have your eggs in one basket, but also not coming from the same chicken, right? Multiple chickens. They chose this industry because it's the best wealth creator in the entire world. And it's the easiest industry where you can build people up. Now, traditionally, right now, our business is shut down. So we've lost about 96% of our income in our traditional business, which hurt. But our online business, it has picked up. It actually doubled because of the time I'm able to spend on it. We saw the stats. I think it's like a 300% growth rate in the last week. People are looking for home-based businesses because it's that's the only option we got, right?
Yeah.
I almost want to post on my social media. Network marketing is looking really good at this time, but that's my cockiness coming out. But on a serious note, you have to have protection, and I believe job security is old. Job security, there's no such more. If I can say that, I don't think it's ever been a security thing. We definitely live in the information age now, and people are starving for information. We also are in the we're in the health and wellness boom. We are in the digital franchise boom right now. Everything is going online, right? So I thought, for me, I didn't open up my traditional business without having Viseo or Overcome Nation being a part of it. That was a determining factor of us starting our business. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't have started my traditional, because I know that I can keep myself safe with that, with Viseo, with our Overcome Nation network marketing business. I knew our traditional business would be safe, and it's one of the few businesses that will stay alive because of our networking business. Okay, because we're able to still control and I have full control of what I can bring into for income, if that makes any sense. We do. You guys know that. You guys understand that, right? I don't have I have lost full control of my traditional business. Full control. And
Yeah.
it's scary, it's sad. And I know a lot of people out there right now that are traditional business owners right now that have lost and are depressed and we just want to spread the love and say there is something out there, there is something more, and lock arms with the people that really are about people, not about pushing a product. They're about people and educating and giving you guys, giving us helping you see a better way or a better way of living your life of freedom or whatever your dream is, if that makes any sense. Sorry.
Yeah, that's that. It's interesting because I was at an event, I don't know, like last year, middle of last year, just totally unrelated, but just an event of entrepreneurs, and I got to talking to a guy, and he runs a local business. It's a colonics, like a cleansing business. And I was asking him, and I was like, man, that's I was in Boise, Idaho, small, sort of 200,000 people, and I was just like, how and why, and he was like, this literally saved my life. He had all of these diseases and all of this illness and stuff, and he did this colonic cleanse, and it saved his life and changed his health. And so he was like, I've got to open a business. And I was talking to him about network marketing, and he was like, oh yeah, he's like, I've been in network marketing for about 25 years now. He's like, that's the only way I'm able to actually sustain my local business. Like his local business is there because he wants to serve people in a way that he knows is beneficial and has been beneficial to himself, much like you guys, right? I'm assuming with the gym and everything.
You're hitting it up.
Local.
You're hitting the nail on the head.
But you've got to have, he understood. He's like, oh yeah, I wouldn't have this business if I didn't have my income from my network marketing. And I was like it just, I'm like, okay, it's one thing to hear it from one person or two people or, know you guys, but to hear it from somebody that I don't know, that's not in my network, that I just met at an event that was like, oh yeah, this is totally how this works for me, was just a very eye-opening thing. So I totally get what you guys are doing and sort of how the dynamics of multiple streams. And I like that. I don't know that I've caught the multiple chicken thing before. I know that, don't keep all your eggs in one basket. Don't get all your eggs in one chicken. That's good, right? That's very good.
Yeah.
I learned that from a fella. So go ahead. Sorry about that.
No. It's a good quote. We'll I'm sure keep that for future reference. We've been talking though about our team and our mentorship that we have and our leaders. Within your team, what would you say is their biggest struggle and how do you help them overcome it?
The biggest struggle in our team?
Yeah, so, like that you're seeing in your business.
Yeah. A lot of people, like, getting out of their own way is the biggest thing. Is I think is basically a commonality when it comes to, because this business is simple. It's a very simple business, but it's complex at the same time because you're dealing with people, right? So people just need to understand, like, especially in my organization, we really pound on that. You might not believe in yourself at first, and that's okay. You might need us because you guys understand, because you guys are leaders. You guys have developed. You guys spent a lot of money on your personal development, and you guys grown as human beings. So you guys are mentors. So you can see anybody new that comes in our business, or anybody that's been around for 6 or 7 months. I can tell how I can help them. I can see where they're at. I can see their potential. They can't see their potential, but we can. Right? But we need to edify them and be like, it's okay. Like that's the common struggle, is the self-limiting beliefs, right? And it's draining. At the same time, it's beautiful because I know I have the answer. We know we have the answer to their prayers, and it's just like time strength, learned and grow and do the daily DMO of personal development. Learn the business education and, reach out to people out of love, reach out to people out of, for them, not yourself, and don't make it personal. You know what I mean? That's another thing, is people take a lot of things personally in this business. So if someone were to say no, people take it personal and they go underneath a blanket and they hide, when everything is just business. Everything is just business. So that's the struggle, the taking things personal, taking things to heart, keeping it consistent, understanding that, I compare it to you guys probably say the same, to coffee. Like if I was a waiter or waitress going around and pouring coffee to customers, and if they're saying no to me, I'm not going to get butthurt over it or emotional over it, or I'm going to take it personal, right? It's just like, oh no, I don't want any coffee. Okay, move on. After it's been 10 years, I had my third brother, Greg. He just joined the business finally, and I never thought he would. It took him a little, of watching us grow and see us prosper and all that sort of stuff. But I'm at a place. We're at a place that we can help them so much now because of personal growth, right? So what I love to tell my team is, immerse yourself in the business school, immerse yourself in your dream. And the struggle is real. The struggle is part of the process, and the process is the key to success. And when you marry that process, I think a lot of people will see a bigger vision in their lives and understand that that's part of the game. That was a broad answer, Kate.
Yeah, I think it's, yeah, absolutely. And I think people who are watching, they see that that's something that's very unique and different to, what we offer within our team and working with us. Like we're still all connected, even though we might not be specifically to your
Amen.
team. Right. And I think that's,
yes.
and that's no, I think it was a great answer. And actually it's good to remind people that there is work and effort and sometimes a struggle, and days are not always easy, just like any other industry. But it's worth the fight. So with all the ups and downs that have come with this business and what you've experienced, where would you say is the biggest impact that network marketing has had for you and your family? And who's joining? Like what's the good out of all the hard work?
Well, I'm always going to be transparent. Always. Again, I'm going to put financial last. Like for me, I'm not a patient guy. I'll be honest. I'm not a very patient guy. I'm wiry. I'm high energy. I don't even know what the term is. It's ADHD. What else, Mom? You can
Pretty much ADHD.
I'm not the. What'd you say?
Spunky.
Spunky. Firecracker, whatever you want to call it. It's being a husband, you know what I mean? Being a father, being a brother, it taught me empathy. Like empathy is a big thing I'm not really good at. I don't feel bad for people a lot. Like I'm not very emotionally attached to emotions, so I don't put myself in other people's positions a lot.
Tanner knows nothing about that.
Okay, me and Tanner are brothers.
We're brothers on that one.
We're brothers, and like if I see my son hurt, it actually makes me angry. So I get mad at him. I always say, "Toughen up." You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So this, being around Frank and Rick and Cindy has taught me to be more empathetic. I still struggle with empathy, but it's helped me in my leadership skills so much to meet people where they're at. And I think that is a beautiful duplication attribute, is meeting people where they're at in life, hearing them out, listening with your 2 ears and not speaking with your one mouth. Being married to Britney. Britney is a very communicative, emotional human being, and I'm emotional, but what am I? Reactive, right?
It rolls right off.
We common struggle. Like with today, we were going at it today, and it was about I'm at peace and she's not, about this whole thing, but I had to slow down and be like, you know what? I just need to meet her where she's at. I need to just stop.
You need to educate yourself.
Yes, that too. Right?
I need to give him education.
But like, I've never loved a woman like her. You know what I mean? Like I never loved a woman before. Like I've had girlfriends in my past, and I've played hockey, but I've always is the self-love thing. I had to learn to love myself before I could love somebody else.
Yep.
And I love her daily. I dislike her daily. She does the same for me. And but I just love who she is. She's a beautiful mother. She's a beautiful wife, and she's a good woman, and I'm grateful for her. And this business school has taught me to do that, because it's not common in my culture that the men treat women the best, if you call it that. And I don't want to offend anybody. So I'm grateful for that. As being a father, I'm more patient with my son. I sacrifice time for him that I don't want to sacrifice, because I could be, giving him a future. So I have to just remember that. And in my leadership skills as being a leader of carrying an organization, again, guys, meeting people where they're at and not getting reactive and fired up over it, so I hope that helped, or that was a good answer, or whatever.
Yeah, that's spot on, man. Like there's been so many things here that you've said that I'm like, oh yeah, we have that in common. And we put it on mute for a second. I'm just sort of giggling, but lots of commonalities. And I think just like what I take away from a couple of things that you said that maybe, I see from my own personal experience is that I'll just sum it up to say, life is challenging. Life is challenging regardless, right? You may have a comfortable job, and then coronavirus hits, and now that comfy 6-figure job that, you were sort of getting paid for more than you were doing might have dried up, right? It might be gone. You could choose to start a business, whether it's in network marketing or something else, and have some challenges up front. And then have an opportunity to, succeed along the way, but there's going to be challenges there too. And so I think like, I'm reminded as you're talking, like everything in life has challenges. Yes. Everything can also have its own rewards and opportunities. But finding, mentorship and people that have the results that you want and have maybe walked further on the journey and the path that you're on, those things can be really critical elements to how you handle the challenges and how you're able to overcome and ultimately succeed through the challenges, right?
So one more thing to that. I'm going to add this in here because I wanted to put the ice. I wanted to put the icing. And this thing is, I'm not here to make anybody uncomfortable, Tanner. So because of coming back into the industry, and what also has changed my family, I was, giving ourselves to Christ. Like I gave myself to the Lord 2 years ago. I had a pretty incredible testimony on that, and I'm not here to preach anything, but that is the ultimate. This because of this business school, because of this company, it gave me that opportunity to do that. And I wasn't searching, I wasn't looking, to be honest. It just all of a sudden happened. And that is the biggest transformation that had us that aha moment when we started our journey with him. And he has done it all for us. We started, to go to church together as a family. We read the Bible together as a family at night. We read a kid's Bible with our son. And him and his heart and his word has softened my heart and our hearts together. And that is, I'm going to share it. I won't be ignorant over that, but I'm going to let people know he's the Savior, and he saved us. So I want to add that in there too, Tanner, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. And it's Sunday. You can share that any day, but no better day, right, than the Lord's Day. And it's something that it's done for me as well. Kate, who's standing over here to the side with David, but has been very strong in her faith. And one of the things that I certainly admired about her when we met, and is also just something that I didn't have. And that's an area. I was actually just on another training earlier this morning from another guy, actually Pete Vargas, who we met through Bo Easton's program as well. Yeah. He's doing this whole Rise Up challenge. And so I was listening to his video this morning, and he said, we're going to cover 7 areas of your life, and it's the, you know, the ones that you would expect, right? Your business, your mental health, your physical health, your finances, and spiritual. And he paused on the spiritual element, and he's a born again Christian, and he was like, you know, you don't need to believe what I believe. But the reality is, and I'm glad more people are talking about this now, and I'm glad I'm starting to feel more comfortable about it as well. But the reality is, it makes a huge difference, and you don't have to believe, like, everybody has their own version of belief. The fact is about the belief that we are here to serve each other. We are here for a greater purpose. It's not that we're just all a bunch of, you know, misaligned atoms bumping around into each other for no purpose, and then, you know, we die and we're gone and it's over with. So that for me has been a huge thing as well. So thank you for sharing that. I think that's important, right? And the ability to be able to just openly say, hey, you know what, the spiritual part of my life has strengthened, and that has strengthened everything else across my life. And it's because I made a decision to get into a business and surround myself with certain people. It's literally just domino after domino, right? That starts to fall.
It's true, bro. Thank you.
All right. Well, I know. Kate's over here about to go put David down. Thank you guys and for the patience and hanging on. Any last words? Anything else you want to share with people? Anything else you want to, you know, end on for the time now for 2020? Anything that you want to send us out with?
Well, you know, do you want to say anything?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, we just want to say, you know, from us to you, thank you for asking us to be a part of this conversation. It was phenomenal. It's actually made us in a better mood, to be honest. And it was a pleasure being here. And, you know, you guys are, you know, friends of ours, and, you know, we're grateful for you guys. To the people watching in, you know, align yourself with the people, surround yourself with the right people. And how you know they're the right people is if you would trade your position for yours, you would trade their position for yours. I always ask, if is this person in my life today, is this going to benefit me? I know that sounds selfish, but it's not. It's, you gotta ask yourself those questions. Would I trade, like, I would trade my life for Frank's any day. I would trade my life for Rick's any day, Cindy's, Kim's, you know what I mean? Those people, because they have what I want, right? So you have to ask yourself, so the people listening, you have to ask yourselves those questions, okay? You want what Kate and Tanner have mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you need to surround yourselves with them. Same with my network, same thing. We have what you want because we're headed to where you want to be. I truly believe that, because to be honest, what else is there? You know what I mean? What else? So you have to ask yourself that, what else? And I believe now is a time to go. Now is the time to not wallow and disengage. Now is the time to engage and go and grab a hold of people that have your life in their best interest, not their own, right? So I just wanted to add that. We love you guys, and we thank you for having us on here, and let's do it again.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. We really appreciate the time, and I couldn't agree more. It's time to go while the rest of the world is distracted. We will be building buildings underground that will rise very soon.
We'll see you at the top.
All right. Sounds good. See you guys at the top. Take care.
Love you guys. See ya. Bye-bye.
Be well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, buddy.